Tell me maybe first how you felt when we first got on today.
So before I got on today, I was very overwhelmed because there's a lot of important, tasks for me to handle with my business, and I feel like an octopus. I do everything, and I just didn't know what to do first because a lot of them seem important, and I was literally breaking down. And then I saw you, and it's like I felt seen, like you knew exactly what I was going through, and you actually gave me a solution that I could apply that was easy. I was like, and then I felt confident, like I can do this, I really could do this. And she knows she's not just telling me what I want to hear. She's giving me a action plan that I know I can achieve easily. And I think that was important for me.
Yeah.
You understand both the physical and the spiritual realms. Like you have one, it's like having one foot in both. And it's not like I have to get off with you and then go read the cards myself or book a reading like, well, should I do that? It didn't feel right. It's like confirming within, okay, is this the way we're supposed to go? And if it's not, you're like, well, they said no, so we're not going to do that, and I don't have to be like, well, my spirit team said no. So can we do something different? No, you're already there and you're already on it. So it's really awesome to have both of those because it answers all the questions like, dang, I know we're doing this, but are we supposed to do this? It answers it right then and there.
But what did it mean for you as a spiritual business owner to kind of approach things from a more professional perspective? Like what motivated you to say, you know what, I may be spirit led, but I need professional coaching?
Yeah, I guess it was the fact that I don't come from this world. So working on a website and creating that aspect was difficult and I needed help. And because I knew you and I love everything you do, and you were offering this, I was like, I'd be crazy not to, work with you. Yeah, because there's magic in everything you do. And I want there to be magic in everything I do. And I knew that you would help me with it. So it was 100% the move because you already know on our first week, I made more progress than I had in 2 months working on my own. So it was the right move for sure.
I love that so much. And I think my last question is just, for the next switch that's out there, would you recommend them to do this? And what, if anything, would you say to them if somebody was maybe on the fence about getting coaching with me?
Yes, I would 100% recommend this for the witch entrepreneur out there that needs some guidance or assistance or a plan. You are a physical manifestation of what an ascended master is. Without your help, I could not have gone this far. So if you already work with your spirit guides and you need one in the material world, in the physical realm, Allie's your girl.
I felt completely overwhelmed to the point where I was postponing things until I had a block of time. And now kind of just having a starting point of like doing a mailing list and focusing on like that action for the next 30 days helps to really break it down to an achievable goal and makes me feel less overwhelmed to get started tonight. Because I think the biggest thing is that like I have personally put things off just because it seems too large to tackle or too unrealistic for me to navigate. So I get overwhelmed with picking all the parts of the puzzle before putting them together. And now, from conversations that we've had before to the hour that we spent, now I feel like I have a corner of the puzzle that I'm ready to put together, and I can start with confidence putting that together tonight. So it's really exciting. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great. I'm glad to hear that. I think that that's like the scariest part of it is just not knowing what you you actually should be working on. There's 1,000 things you could be doing, and everyone insists that like that's the thing that's gonna like, you know, transform you into being booked and busy all day long. And you don't necessarily know what to actually invest your time in. So it's kind of nice, I think, to work with somebody who's just recently been working on these things, and can say like, okay, if I could do it all over again, I would have started with this. Or now that I've been doing this for a little bit of time, I realize that the most important thing is this. And I think that when you're just getting started, even more than when you've been doing this, you know, down the line, when you're just getting started, you know, knowing where to start is everything. And that you should start too.
Yeah.
So I'm really
Yeah.
glad that you feel motivated to get started and not to wait, and start doing what you can now. And I think you're gonna, in the long run, really be glad that you did.
Yeah. In retrospect, like, you know, we were talking about, I regret postponing this because I could have, you know, started sooner.
Yes.
But, you know,
That's right.
everything
All
in
in
divine
divine
timing.
timing. Exactly. All in divine timing, my dear. Clearly there was some date or some anniversary or something that this is supposed to be for you. So I'm really glad that I could help. So much, Yahweh. I just wanted to take a quick second just to ask you what your experience was like in this coaching session with me, and most importantly, whether or not you feel like all of your questions and concerns at this point have been, you know, addressed today.
Yes. Well, for one, I appreciate you, Ali, for going through this with me. I saw that you were very prepared and you answered all of my questions that I had. I mean, I'm walking away with a ton of actual, like, actionable steps. Whereas before I was kind of all over the place. What should I do with my Instagram? How should I manage my social media? Where do I start? And you kind of laid everything out for me. And yeah, I really appreciate that. It helps a lot.
Great. Yay, I'm happy to hear that. Something that I am working on, that I plan on bringing to the public in the summer, is actually a 6-week kind of a boot camp for folks. It is going to be really geared to like spiritual businesses, because there's going to be that component of like connecting with people, and you know, kind of having like a holistic approach for your customers and things like that. But it's the type of thing that anybody can do. It just so happens that I happen to be in the spiritual business world, so I have some extra insights about how you can, you know, do that. So I want to let you know that that is coming, and it might be something you might want to participate in, and I would love, you know, to have you. And I am wondering, being that you're in finance, how does it feel getting a spiritual business coaching session, being that you're not necessarily a spiritual business?
Yeah, well, we're all spiritual beings, for one. For two, it helps because you're coming at it from a different perspective. So I might have, if I'm going to someone that already specializes in finance, then I'm likely to get all of the tips that they give to other financial advisors, and then I'll look the same as everyone else. Whereas you coming at it from a kind of unique lens helps me position myself in a way that I wouldn't get that elsewhere.
All right, parents. So we just had a 3-hour-long business coaching session where we worked on your mailing list. We set up your landing page, and we got you all set up with your social media platforms now linking to how to book with you, and how to take a tour with you. So first, I want to ask you, what was your experience like working with me as a business coach?
I love that, actually. I love the fact that you go into details and as much time that you took in having me understand. I feel like that was great. You go through each and everything step by step by step. You go slow. It's not a rush process. I feel more at ease learning from you. You give me comfort, which I need because there's lots of things I don't know about. And it's much information that you taught me that I didn't even know, the work that goes deep in depth. I loved it, honestly.
So am I going to be seeing you in another coaching session with me?
Actually, yes. I'll scrape up some pennies. I really don't mind because I'm still learning, and I'm the type of person, you have to be honest with yourself. If you need help, go get it. As I said, she takes her time. It's not intimidating. Me, I don't mind asking the same question 5 times because her meaning may be different from my meaning. You have to come to common ground of, even though you're saying the same thing, do you mean the same thing at the same time? So be very cautious with that. Please ask questions. Let your guard down. It is intimidating for the first time, and I'm starting officially now solid.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's hard. Always remember that you're learning.
Great.
You're just learning.
Great. So you're not going to wait. You're going to get it together, and I'm going to see you soon so we can go to the next step of legally forming your business, right?
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, Perrin. I appreciate your feedback.